All right, so now we are going to go ahead and add the axle to the truck. And so the axle is the thing that the wheel goes around. The real axle I might want to use is this little dowel rod, but if you don't have something like this, you can just use a pencil. For example, the good thing about a pencil is that it might be pointy enough to just stick right through the lower part of the cardboard box that you've made. Now, one little trick I can tell you is if you are going to set this, I just Googled truck profile, and here's a pickup truck. You can see that the wheel's not too far forward. The wheel doesn't cover up the front bumper or anything, and that this wheel is kind of in the center of the box. And that's what we're going to aim for on ours as well. I've seen a lot of students put their wheels in strange spots, and so I thought I'd mention that before we actually poke the holes. Center of the box, I'd probably go all the way to the bottom, and in sticking this through, trying to keep it straight, this is going to need to be able to spin if we're going to put a motor or drive this with rubber bands. And the front one is going to need to be just about center underneath the hood here. So center of the hood, straight down. This is where I will be putting my wheels when the time comes. You want to be a little more careful than I am here. Try to make sure that you get them straight, or else the truck will be driving in a circle as you power it. So now that I've got the holes there, my smaller dowel rods fit right in there and spin relatively freely. A rubber band will power this really well. Same with the front. Now that I've got a hole here, a circular pencil would work. You could just make these holes a little bit bigger if you want to use the pencil itself, just to make sure that these will spin kind of freely. You might have to loosen it up by making that hole slightly larger. Now, when it comes to actually making one of these wheels, what I recommend is holding up different models or different objects and taking a look at the size. This is going to be kind of big, but I'm going to use the inside of this tape to make the wheels for this. And cutting out wheels with scissors, you can get a relatively circular spot. The thing that a lot of people mess up, though, is you need to make sure that you don't put the axle off center inside that circle. You need to maybe use a ruler and find exactly where the center is by trying to cut it in half a few times. I think that's half. That looks like half. I think the center's right about there. So as I cut this out, I put the hole that I'm actually going to attach the dowel rod to in the actual center of the wheel.